As you can see, I have a gentleman in front of the camera, Mark LINEBERGER, and his dog Jackson, and Jackson and him have been together for how long now, Mark?
Just over 6 years.
About 6 years, you and the dog?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. And the dog, he looks like he's pretty healthy, but if I zoom out on the camera, you can see he has some problems, you know. And what kind of problems does he have,
well,
Mark?
Initially, he has one eye. He was born that way, we think.
With one eye?
Yeah. He can't really see very well out of his other eye. He had a stroke a few months ago.
Really?
Yeah. And he wasn't able to walk for like a week at all.
Wow.
And so we were actually afraid that we were going to have to like
put him down.
Put him down, but
Oh.
I wasn't ready to do that.
Sure.
And he started walking limitedly, on a limited basis a little bit after that. He still can't walk very well. And he's changed a lot since the stroke, but he's still here.
He's still here. And he's still enjoying, you guys still enjoying each other.
Yeah.
And being pals, you know. I know, because you had just mentioned off camera that your parents just lost their dog.
Yes.
You know, of what, 15 years, and that's pretty hard, you know. And they're going through that, but
they said they said they didn't want to get another one, but I don't believe them. I think they will.
Probably will, huh? But you had mentioned you come out of North Carolina.
Yes.
And all the way to L.A. and in L.A. you actually were a dog walker, which sounds pretty fun and interesting, you know. And some of the people that you had actually walked dogs for, Panavision owner, that's big time people. But you must have had some interesting stories about some of these dog walks, huh?
Oh yeah, I loved all those dogs. Well, there was only one dog that wouldn't have anything to do with me. It was a French bulldog.
Really?
Buffy. But other than that, I got along with pretty much all of them.
Okay. And that's pretty interesting. You said you had to swim with some of the dogs. That was one of the things you had to do, swim with the dogs?
Yeah, it was rough. I had to get to a marble-lined swimming pool surrounded by palm trees and swim with dogs for 2 hours in a saltwater pool. Yeah, it was horrible.
That's not like a lot of fun, but interesting story, meet some interesting people. But you know, I always wondered, is that pretty lucrative? You can make a decent living off that, or?
You can.
Really?
And actually, I worked as for a company.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had worked for myself, I could have made far more than I make as a journalist.
You're kidding?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Yep.
I know people really care about their pets, and they're really important, but and I guess they really will pay money. You know the industry's big time. The animal industry, pet food, and all that. That's big time in this country, you know.
And in L.A., there's lots of people with money who love their pets or willing to.
I can imagine, you know. And Charlotte Johansson was one of your customers, or you walked the dogs for her, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What kind of dog did she have?
A Chihuahua.
Oh, Chihuahua?
Yeah.
You know, a lap dog, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of lap dogs in there. So you've been a journalist here in the Verde Valley and Camp Verde, Cottonwood, Sedona area for how long now?
6 years.
6 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Since I moved here. I briefly stayed in Phoenix for a while.
Oh, did you? Get out of the big city too? Well, so look, Jackson, it still looks like he's hanging in there, but is a stroke is the same thing as the human stroke?
From what I understand, I mean, it was yeah, he's neurological issues. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and plus he had a skin disease after the stroke.
After the stroke?
Caused his hair to fall out, which hasn't grown back, as you can see on his legs here.
Oh yeah, that's why he's kind of hairless, huh?
Yeah.
Poor Jackson's had kind of a rough life, huh?
Yeah.
And you adopted him too, I heard you had mentioned before?
Well, actually, when I first moved from Los Angeles to Phoenix, I lived in this house, and one of my roommates was a woman who was pregnant, and I don't know why she decided, she already had 2 kids, and then she decided she wanted to adopt a dog in her 8th month of pregnancy and brought home Jackson, but couldn't really devote the time or energy to take care of him. So, yeah, we just kind of took him.
You just kind of took him?
Yeah, I mean, she was fine with it, but
yeah.
When I moved out, yeah, he came with us.
Yeah, that's great, you know. And you know, people, I was just talking to another lady that did a thing on TV thing, and she had mentioned that her dog passed, and she loved that dog more than she did any person, she said. That's how important that dog was to her, you know. So that's how important pets are to people, you know, really amazing. And what they really mean to people. They're important in the family, aren't they?
Definitely.
You know?
Oh, you're talking about my parents' dog. I know they're going to bury it in the backyard with the rest of them that have been our pets over the years. And,
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, our first dog was around before I was, so I grew up with that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So you still have all your family back in the Carolina?
All of them being my mom and dad. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. So I guess you've been telling some interesting stories in the journal. I mean, I like what you do out there. You just, I guess you just select the people random and do a little story on them, huh?
Yeah, that's, I
Is
got
that
to do that today, actually.
what you do? Yeah. Well, I'm sure you have a great American novel in you someplace one of these days, maybe, huh?
Hopefully.
Well, thanks a lot, Mark, and I hope Jackson lasts another 10 years,
Yeah.
and you guys can go old together.
Thanks. Thanks, Rosie.
Thanks a lot, Mark.